Jayden Maiava and the high-flying USC Trojans head up north to Urbana-Champaign to take on Luke Altmyer and the Illinois Fighting Illini. Let's start with them because they had easily one of the most devastating and disappointing performances that this team has ever had in program history. They went into Indiana, ranked number 9 in the country, and they just got flat out outplayed, decimated in every single category. They couldn't run the football. They couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the pass. They got beaten special teams. D'Angelo Pons blocks the punt, scoops it up, scores a touchdown. Every single facet of the game, they got outplayed. Now, those types of games, what's great about it is you can forget about it very quickly and move on to the next week. It's not a heartbreaker like you missed a 28-yard field goal. You had a chance to win the game. But Illinois, though, I guarantee you that this is big bounce back potential. When you get beat like that, but you still have a great head coach, and Brett Bielema was able to light some fire under your ass to go out there and play a great game, I believe this is the team to do it. But what makes me concerned about Illinois, because of what USC possesses that is similar to what Indiana just showcased. And what I mean by that is, who's the specific guys that just killed the Fighting Illini? Omar Cooper and Elijah Surratt. A lot of people didn't know about Omar Cooper, but they knew about Elijah Surratt. Just about any analyst will tell you he's a top 10, 15 wide receiver in the country. What about the USC Trojans? Makai Lemon, Jacoby Lane. Jacoby Lane will be out there playing in this game. Didn't play against Michigan State. A little bit of a game time decision there. Didn't want him trotting out there and playing. Give him a bit of time off before he came, or they absolutely need him against Illinois. Two great wide receivers. One guy's covered, they've got another option. First part of the progression is covered, they can be able to check it down, or they can find that other great wide receiver. I mean, it's a very simple fact that some of the best teams in recent memory, i.e. the Ohio State Buckeyes, they had Jeremiah Smith and Emeka Egbuka. You remember that game against Texas? They took away Smith. It was Emeka Egbuka. It was Cardinal Tate. Those other options. If Illinois takes away Makai Lemon, they have that guy. They tried to take away Surratt, which they couldn't do. There was Omar Cooper. But what was besides that is against Indiana is they had no chance to stop the run. They got ran all over them throughout that day. And you're looking at USC. You're looking at Wayman Jordan. Looking at Eli Sanders, they have a great running attack. These guys ran for over 280 yards as a team against Michigan State, against a Big Ten opponent, rushing for over 283 touchdowns, over 7.5 yards a carry. I don't care who the Big Ten team is. If you're playing an FBS opponent and you were able to do that, that is a pat on the back. They gave up 31 points, though. All the talk about Eric Gentry, if you were watching that broadcast, and this kid's got the length and making plays, and that this defense is improved, and they do make tackles. They don't miss tackles the same way. They still gave up 31 points, and this was a 7-point football game, early stages of that fourth quarter, and you're like, here we go. Right, you're thinking like this is a little bit close for comfort now. If you're a USC fan, they're able to pull away, win that game by a comfortable margin. But for Lincoln Riley's squad, maybe not quite as emphatic as you would have liked. I'm immediately thinking about Illinois, what they've been hearing this entire week, how much they suck, how bad they are, how people don't even think they should be ranked, how they shouldn't be ranked, how this team is undeserving, how they're going to have the doors blown off by Maiava and this USC team. That immediately makes me think Illinois is hungry. And this is a bounce back spot. They're in front of their home fans. I don't care how negative you might think that it could be for home fans. When they start out, they want their team to win. These Illinois people. I have two sisters. You probably don't know this. I have two sisters that went to Illinois. I see the game every other year when it's in Evanston when Northwestern plays Illinois. I've been going to see that game for about 15 years or so. My sisters loved it, Illinois. It is a great town for football. This team has been waiting for a good team in a long time. People are saying they're not good anymore. I still see a lot of good. Gabe on the edge for Illinois. Didn't really show up for them in a big way against Indiana. Didn't have a chance to do it, but I think that he can get after Jayden Maiava and truly be a difference maker in this game. Matthew Bailey coming down. Dylan Rosiak, right? These are type of guys that you need to play at a high level, but it's the guys on the outside, frankly, that need to cover well. I see this game being a little bit of higher scoring than naturally expected, but the biggest key to this one is Illinois' rushing attack. It's not Luke Altmyer. You can kind of predict his stat line. Like, Luke Altmyer will probably be something like 19 of 27, a touchdown, and 184 yards passing. You can probably come up with that stat line right now. But the rushing attack, they had 2 rushing yards. I know there was a ton of sacks, that Indiana was swarming Luke Altmyer, that he had no time, that they had 7 sacks on him, 10 tackles for loss, and that goes against the rushing totals. But Jayden, 18 yards rushing. Valentine, 11 yards rushing. There was no room for any of these guys to move. Altmyer's a relatively mobile quarterback, does a good job with his legs, but they had no shot at all. Quarterback, Mendoza was 21 of 23. I mean, you could put Tom Brady out there in his prime, and he's probably maybe not going 21 of 23, hitting all those passes. He's throwing to some pretty darn open wide receivers. It was very disappointing overall for Illinois. So what can they do to play well against USC? I know for a fact that they have to keep the top on that offense. They have to make Maiava matriculate the football down the field. They have to make them have 9, 10, 11, 12 play drives. Who cares if it's a 1-score game in the fourth quarter? That's fine. It's in your building. You're the team with the veteran quarterback in Luke Altmyer. This is the team that has the younger quarterback in Jayden Maiava. They might be a hot shot, might be one of the highest grossing yardage guys in college football, the QB, all that stuff. One of the best, coming off of 233 touchdowns and 20 for 26 on the day, even without Jacoby Lane. None of that matters. Illinois needs to run the football, but they need to stop the run first. The yards per carry cannot be over 4.6. It needs to be a 27 carry, 96 yard type of day. They just got to lock down on the run game. If they can do that, and they can force Jayden Maiava to throw the football in the high 30s, or they hit that 40 mark, really have a lot of faith that they'll be able to hold up, because then you can get to rely on 2nd and 7, and Gabe is coming off the edge. Truly one of those guys that can go on to be a first-round, second-round pick in this upcoming draft. Wasn't talked about really much of at all during that broadcast. The game was over at halftime. It's a 25-point game, but this dude is special. On the other side, though, we got to keep it positive and keep talking. Jacoby Lane, that impact of a guy that can make one-handed catches like it's nothing, and that special of a player. And you've got a great player on the other side, and Makai Lemon, that can take some of that load off of you. It's really special to watch when this USC offense is humming, because you remember what they had a couple of seasons ago when they had Brendan Rice, or they've had special guys. Mario Craver was within that offense. Like, USC has had weapons. I just kind of think about Makai Lemon and how much he reminds me of Amon-Ra St. Brown. They have a similar body type. They're both like 5'11", 200 pounds. They are very physical, attacking as blockers, hands catchers, over the middle of the field. They're not whatsoever afraid to get in the middle there and get hit. I mean, these two guys are prototypical players that you want, and that's what you like for Lincoln Riley, is not just those two weapons, but this run game. It looks a lot like his Oklahoma teams that could run the football well, that could really be physical and push you around. But again, that lays a little bit more so into what Illinois does well. Their defense is going to be told how bad they are all week. There's something about that really intrigues me about Illinois in this game, that they're not favored in it at home, that their entire team is going to be very motivated, that they're going to be tested. First Big Ten game of the season, they get blown out in 63 points, dropped on them. But another ranked team and an opportunity. That's what this sport is about, opportunities. You say you got a great veteran quarterback, and he had a bad game, here's an opportunity to bounce back. For USC, you think you're back? Here's an opportunity to go win a big game on the road. Then you got the bye week, and then it's Michigan coming into your house, and then it's Notre Dame. This is the entire stretch of the season where we find out what USC is. 4-0 right now. Do they come out of this stretch 6-1, and their next toughest game the end of the season is at Oregon? Well, what about then? What about USC then? That's what we'll find out. Because USC goes 1-2 against Notre Dame, Illinois, and Michigan. Kind of same old USC, right? But can they go 2-1, 3-0, and go through this run? I don't think they do. I think that starts off with a loss to the Illinois Fighting Illini on the road. They bounce back in a major way. Some of the negative things that we saw against USC, I believe that it gets corrected. The offensive line plays at a much higher level. Luke Altmyer continues to be himself, and they get pressure on Maiava. They're able to really adjust, keep the top on that defense, not let it get blown off by USC the way it was against Indiana. Still a lot of confidence. This was a very tough game for me to pick. I think that Illinois wins this game by a very small margin. They win it on a game-winning field goal. 24-23, they pull out the win. Let me know down below in the comments who you believe wins this game. Is it Illinois? Is it USC? I had a very tough time picking this. I could have easily said USC wins. I believe it's almost a coin flip, but I like Illinois. It's at home, and they've got the veteran quarterback. So please let me know down below in the comments who you're rooting for, who you think wins this game. Almost a must-win game for both of these teams. So I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more football content in the future. I make NFL videos every single day. So fired up to break down a matchup like this. And, of course, I will see you next time. Thank you.
Best player in college football.
That Georgia and Ohio State game, New Year's Eve, is going to be a classic.
Josh Blunder. Hi, everybody. I'm Josh Blunder.
To the 40, 35, 30.